Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Holy Hot Flash podcast. We've got Karrie. Are you getting used to our intro by now? Like, is it in your head? Yeah, much better. Much better.
My question: do you listen to us?
I haven't in a while, I'll be honest.
Have you watched us?
I have never watched us.
I can't. No, but I will tell you. So the first time we recorded it, like I told you what it did to me. But after that, I don't even think about it. It's just
No,
like
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not concerned, whatever. If, like, look at my hair.
my hair.
Wet
Yeah.
it and put it in a bun.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, record. But then now I don't need. It's just I show up.
I know. I remember really like doing my makeup detailed and everything the first couple times.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
I try to make sure my eyeliner's on good because
this is me.
my eyes are very beady if I don't have eyeliner on. Beady. But then I have these old people's glasses on. I need to go. These are cheap readers, but I'm at the very high level. So now TJ Maxx and like Marshalls, they never have the 3s. They're hard to find. So there must be a lot of other people that need 3 too. And so I used to have longer.
Or they say at that point you need to go to a doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Listen, getting into a doctor is hard. Like it's months now. Like you make an appointment and it takes like 5 months to see the doctor, which I don't understand. I literally don't understand it.
You thinking that for like regular doctors or general
It seems
specialists?
It seems like special. Well, I mean, like specialist.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's ridiculous. Like, why does it take me 6 months to get into see? If it's a checkup,
Well,
I get it.
One reason is there's not as many doctors out there right now.
You think?
I do think like there's supposed to be a lower rate.
Well, because insurance and all that has a lot to do with it too.
Oh, I can't stand insurance.
I can't. I literally cannot deal with insurance. I can't. It just drives me nuts. But it makes me sad for people that, I'm telling you, my algorithm is just always sad stories. I got to stop reading them because I think when I open it and read it, it just brings more.
It does.
But
the longer you stay on a certain post.
You think? Probably.
Yes, I absolutely do.
Because I get all these young widows and I start reading their stories. And then I always get people with cancer. So I read a lot of stuff on insurance where they're waiting for treatment for authorization from insurance, which is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But it's also crazy to me that that's what I read. Like sometimes I'm like, why am I doing it? It's like I should like start looking at happy stuff maybe. I don't know. I just feel bad for people. So anyways, yes, insurance. Why are we even talking about insurance? I don't even know why we're on the subject.
I can't tell you.
Oh my gosh. All of a sudden I'm like, wait, why are we talking about insurance? I don't even know. Now I'm bothered. What were we?
Just grin and move on.
Yeah, move on. Like, okay, like we'll just keep on going. Okay, so today's topic is going to be the biggest lessons or lessons that you've learned in the past year. So mine, I really can't say they're lessons. It's stuff I knew, but I've been reminded. Is that, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I feel like anything in life, you get going and you kind of just get into the rhythm of daily living.
Yeah.
And then something happens and it's like, oh. So, as you know, my niece is fighting stage 4 cancer. She's 27. And it reminded me to never take your health for granted. Mm-hmm. Like, I always think back to that. I'm like, I bet she wishes she could go 30 days pre-diagnosis and just wish that, like, to live like that again, carefree.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're fighting for your life. So it's like, that has been my biggest reminder is just don't take time for granted or your health for granted.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was a slap in the face. And to trust God and things always work out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that one. One of my things was to just like let go. I've learned to like, it doesn't have to be controlled by me. I'm kind of a control freak. let go and let God. Let him make the decisions for you. Because it's going to happen the way he wants it to, whether it's the way I want it to or not.
That is true. But do you mean with like your kids, with your house, with your job? Like
basically, with everything.
Really?
With everything, yeah.
That's hard to do.
I know.
So good for you.
Well, I'm not saying I do it 100%. Because I struggle. I do. Like another thing that I've learned is if I want something done, the only one that's going to do it is me. So, and it's not that I don't want to rely on people, because I do. It's nice to be able to rely on people. But one of my biggest issues, just in communication in general, is if it's something I really want, I don't often share even those thoughts. Like, it's just in my brain and it's going again and again and again, but yet I've not communicated them with anybody. So it's my own fault that I don't communicate.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's like...
So you can't get mad at somebody for not helping or doing something when you never told them in the first place.
Exactly. It's my own fault. Yep.
Okay, speaking of algorithms and thoughts, have you ever thought something in your head, didn't say it out loud, didn't talk to anybody about it, and then it's in your algorithm?
Yes.
Yes, it freaks me out.
How bizarre is that?
I am like, I would never get the chip. Like, I would never get marked. And I'm like, how does my phone know that I was thinking about a new type of refrigerator I want? Because that refrigerator was in my algorithm. I don't understand that.
That is bizarre.
It's bizarre. It's like, what? Like, how? I haven't talked about it. I haven't said a word to anybody, and it shows up. Tell me how that happens.
God winks, maybe. I had a God wink the other day.
You did?
I just got to tell you about this. So I forget exactly why I stopped, but it was the day before the anniversary of your dad's death. I drove through the cemetery and I sat there for a minute and I saw the date and I thought, no, God put me here for a reason. And I prayed for you that night for the next day. And here that next day, like, it was like he wanted me to be aware of what you were going through, the remembrance, and to support you.
I love that. And then you sent me the nicest text that made me cry. I loved it. I loved it because I don't know what it's like not to have a dad like my dad. So when you put that in there that you were blessed to know him, but I was the lucky one to call him dad, I'm like, it just touched my heart because it was a reminder. I was lucky because a lot of people don't have that kind of dad that I had. It like, so that like touched my heart. It sucks. I've often said, like, to me, grief gets harder, I think, as time goes on, because it's the further you are from the last time you've seen them. And I feel like with my mom and dad, I didn't have the opportunity to tell either one of them goodbye.
They knew that, though. They knew your love for them. You would not have been there every day helping and everything if you didn't care. I know,
but I just wish. Me and my dad had the best talk the night before he passed away. And that's where I think, because he said some things to me to this day, I think about daily, because he knew that I didn't want him to pass away and I was worried, and how am I going to, like, I can't imagine my life without my dad. And he was just like, you're going to be fine and blah, blah, blah. And then 12 hours later, he passes away. But it's like, and my mom, she just died so suddenly. I didn't get the opportunity. I was there with her, but it just bothers me. And sometimes I think, would I feel like more closure if I could have told both of them that I loved them? I don't know, but probably not. I don't know if there's ever
That's just it. We don't know either. I mean, I'm one of those people, though, that I truly believe you can talk to somebody that has passed. Their soul will hear you wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are. It's just like asking for forgiveness. I don't believe you have to go in. My apologies to those that are Catholic, but you have to go into a priest and forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Sure, you can say, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, but you can do that anywhere.
Oh, great.
You can do it in your car. You can do it outside. It doesn't matter where you are.
Agree.
And then I think the Lord hears you.
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
So
100%. Yeah, it's hard. But that's a nice God wink.
It was very interesting to me. And then I sat and I thought about it, like, you pulled in there for a reason. That very day before, like, well, God made me pull into that cemetery. And I did. I sat there for a few minutes, then I looked at the pretty headstone, and I thought about all of them. I didn't know your mom well, but I did get to know your dad pretty good.
And you knew my sister.
Yes, I love your sister. He reminded me so much of my family because he's so Southern, you know.
Yes.
That hospitality and the music. He loved his music. That is my family.
Yes.
Like, so that's why I felt like really close to
yes.
your dad. Even though we weren't close, but I felt a
oh my God, my dad loved you.
Closeness to
and your potato salad. He is like, she makes the potato salad closest to my Nana, which was his mom. It was crazy. He absolutely loved you. He knew a gem when he seen one. Seriously. But see, I mean, we left that day just going to pick up prescriptions and look at.
We wanted to find the
lifting chair.
Lifted,
yeah.
Right, so he wouldn't have a hard time getting up.
So, I mean, that's just like, I often think, had I known he was going to pass away, because I feel terrible. We left the door and I'm like, all right, I'll see you in a little bit. Love you. And that was it. And it was like, and I always ask Brian, because Brian stayed with him. And I often will say to him, to this day, I'll still ask him, did my dad look back at my sister? Because he told Brian he was tired and he wanted to go lay down. And for those of you who don't know, my dad had lung cancer, which had spread to his bones. So he was in pain. So he told Brian he wanted to go lay down. So Brian, we always followed him because in that last week, he went downhill so fast. And I said, did he look back at my sister? Like, did he look at her one last time? And like, did he know? Like, and Brian's like, no, he literally said, I'm tired. And, you know, he went in, laid down. Brian covered him up and he said, thank you, sir. And that was it. So I am just like, okay. So I envy Brian because he was the one to tuck him in and last person to talk to him. But then I think, I don't know if God, I probably couldn't. Well, I mean, but I'm the one that found him. But at the same time, I often, I don't know.
It's gotta be hard.
It sucks. It really does. What the hardest thing was that dispatcher asking if I wanted to do CPR. And I wanted to so bad, but I knew he didn't want me to. And I knew at that point he was healed because you touched him. He was already cold and you could just tell by his face that he was well gone. So I knew he was already in heaven. So I was just, yeah. All right. This is a deep one.
Yeah. But that was a tough day.
It was
you know what? But look, I mean, I'm not trying to see a bright side of anything, but I was there with you. Mm-hmm. You did, and your family was there too. You didn't have to go through that alone.
Right. Thank God for that. Because you're the one I came and got first.
Well, that's because I was the closest to you.
Yeah, but you were right there. Like I could have went and found Brian and said, oh my gosh, but you were there. And I'm just like, I remember, Karrie, I think my dad died. And you're like, no. And you were sitting with my sister talking to her and you jumped up. And I remember, and I don't know. And then I'm like, what do I do? Like, you don't know what to do when you don't, you don't know what to do in a situation like that. Yeah.
Well, this is a funny situation, but, well, it wasn't at the time. When you say you don't know what to do, I remember, I had, oh my goodness, an appendectomy. Okay. My appendix, I needed taken out. So I had my appendix removed and the next day I'm at home and I'm getting ready to brush my teeth. And as I'm brushing my teeth, I just get this overwhelming surge of like pain. Well, here I am. I passed out. I broke my teeth on the toilet seat.
Shut up.
And I was wedged between the toilet and the wall. And my mother-in-law was there at the time. And she's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, call 911. As I'm wedged in between the toilet and the wall. And it was a Labor Day weekend.
Oh my God.
Because that whole weekend I had to go. There was no dentist office open or something. So my front tooth was totally chipped almost at the very top. And then the one right next to it was like a diagonal cut. I broke my teeth on the toilet. How disgusting is that?
Oh my God.
And then, I mean, with just saying she didn't know what to do. And here I am, like basically just coming back to, And have you ever been unconscious? Like, and you're waking up, you feel like that is the most relaxing state you have ever been in your life. Nope. It is a bizarre feeling to me. And I can't forget it, like, because I have never been so comfortable in all my life.
Even though you were probably in pain.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we call 911. And here I am in a nightshirt with no panties on. I just wanted to brush my darn teeth.
Were you able to get up out of that position before they got there?
No, I just lay there.
Oh my God.
I did. And it was the neighbor down the street that responded.
Oh my gosh.
It was embarrassing. But anyway. Yeah, so I totally understand the not knowing what to do when an emergency like arises.
Yeah.
Because you just got to go into fight or flight mode and you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's like, what do I do? Like, I feel like if there was a sense of urgency, like he was half breathing and I was but I knew he had already, he's been gone for probably at least a half hour, 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I knew there wasn't that urgency and I knew I wasn't going to try it because he had bone cancer and that's not what he wanted.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I bet you get that a lot with your job. Like that's why people who are like you, God bless you, because you are talking to a person in probably their worst time. Like I've called 911 twice and both times I can remember everything. So you're talking to those people probably like at one of the worst times in their life or when they need help the most.
Yeah, which I try to remind myself, this is the time when they really need somebody to be gentle. Don't you've got some people that can just get aggressive with a caller. That's because they think they're being an asshole, excuse my French, but they think they're being an asshole. And really it's because they at this point have no control of their emotions. They don't understand their processing. Any dispatcher needs to understand that you need to sit back and take control of the situation and help and try to bring them back to that normal level.
Right.
Which, yes, it can be very hard.
Because their adrenaline is probably just going. I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine.
We had a call last night. It took, honestly, probably a good 30 seconds to figure out where now 30 seconds sounds like, oh, whoa, 30 seconds. But in an emergency, the 30 seconds can seem like a lifetime.
Right.
And for me, that 30 seconds felt like a lifetime because I'm trying to figure out where these people are. I've got, in the background, I'm hearing this crash has occurred. Like, so this song, whatever, it's not a song, but it's playing repeatedly over in this car.
Like that OnStar or whatever?
Yes. And then I have this, it turned out to be an 8-year-old screaming, crying in the background. The mother of the 8-year-old is just hysterical. And then I have another dispatcher on the line trying to tell me like where they are. All of these things coming at me at one time. And I'm trying to put the piece of this puzzle together, and here we did find them right away, which was good. But it really, I don't know. It makes you sit there for a second and you have to try to like gain your own composure before you can help somebody else. And when you have all those voices coming at you at one time, my main concern, where are you? So, I'm asking, where are you? And then finally the other dispatchers, they're pinging at, 90 West at Bishop or whatever. So, or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, we get them help, but yeah, it can be hard. It's very hard to like try to, when you don't know what to do and you're just hysterical, it's hard to get back to that normal baseline.
Oh, it is. And it's just a shock. Like certain stuff is just a shock. That's why sometimes I, once in a while, will watch like a trial or something online, and you'll see these people and did you react? And then a defense attorney will drill them because of the way they reacted. Like, should you really have reacted that way? It's like, can you in a situation know how you think you know how you're going to react? You don't know how you're going to react.
Absolutely not.
You have no idea how you're going to react. So yeah, so that taught me that. Because even like when my mom passed away, I reacted, I didn't react the way I thought I would react there. And I was in an ER when that happened. You don't know. It's just the way, it's the situation. And then, yeah, it's hard. It's tough. Mm-hmm. But I always say like your job to me would be a rewarding job because you can make because I'm going to be honest with you. police dispatchers and fire dispatch, to me, most of the time, they're bitches. They come across so bitchy. When they're on the phone, I feel like they're bitchy. I worked at a sheriff's office, and like, to know them personally, they're so nice, but to hear them on the phone and over the radio, it's like, my gosh, you guys, like, they come across so mad all the time. And I'm like, why do you, and some of them, personally, it's like, that's not how they are.
Yeah.
But they come across like that, listening to them on calls and that. And maybe you have to get stern to a point. Like,
You do.
But I am just like, do you have to be so mean?
And I'm not making excuses for people, but it's something we call 300 call syndrome. You take so many calls over and over and over again. And it's like you're repeating the same thing. And sometimes people want to tell you a story that started 2 years ago. Well, guess what? I don't have time for that entire story from 2 years. What is going on right now that you need help with? So yes, you have to push them to the end. And again, I'm not trying to make it excuses for people, and you got to understand, I am almost at the burnout phase. I'm just saying that right now. I find myself, I just got back from vacation, 11 days. Nice to be away. Great to be away. But when I find myself day 2 of being back, and already I'm getting short with people, and I don't show my shortness really on the phone. I do it under my breath. I don't know how to describe it, but any dispatcher would completely understand. Yeah, I don't want to be that person, though. I want to be the kind person that answers and tries to assist you. But if I need you to get to a point, then I'm going to become more stern. What is happening right now?
Right.
What is happening?
I don't need
now?
the backstory.
Right. And I don't mean to be rude, but there's other things going on. You're not the only one in this world having trouble right this second.
Right.
See, so it's like...
That was a good explaining to me, because it kind of that makes sense. Because you're right. I'm sure they'd want to tell, especially in a domestic, he did this 5 years ago. What did he do just right now?
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way.
So, yeah,
But if you ever call 911, what's your emergency? They sound like they're so irritated just answering the phone. I feel like I would be 911, what's your emergency?
Well, you can't be cheery in that type of situation.
Right.
Here's another way to look at it. Think of them putting up their wall. Okay? Because all those sounds that we hear, they stay with us. I'm still hearing those, the girl screaming last night in my head.
That's true.
So it may not be for everybody. I don't know, but I know I try to put up a barrier for myself. 911, where's the emergency?
It's a job. Let's get it done.
And I want to help you, but I don't want to, in some ways, hurt myself.
Makes sense.
Because I'll be honest, that we're hurting ourselves.
Right. I'm sure. And I'm sure you carry some of those. I know some of them you carry for life. Absolutely. But that makes sense, though. I didn't think about them telling you the 5-year story of how we got to where we are tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear that.
That makes sense. And you're right. Why would you answer a 911 call happy? Whoever calls 911 happy. Yeah. That's what I say about my job in insurance. Not that because it's night and day. I'm not doing anything, but whatever. But nobody ever calls an insurance person happy. They're always upset about a premium, mad about something, or they just had an accident, or something wasn't covered. Right. So I get it. That's why I always said, if I could have my dream job, I would be a person at I can't think of the proper name, but someone who wipes butts at hospitals. Because every time Brady's been in the hospital often with his type 1 diabetes, and then he had a bad leg injury. That's who we remember. To this day, there's one that he still talks about her because she made such a difference. And she made a difference for me as his mom. It was they would come in happy and cheerful, even though we weren't happy and cheerful. But they just came in and they were just always happy, seeing the best side. I remember this lady's name was Vanessa. She was an older lady. So when Brady was in the hospital for 4 weeks straight. Ooh. And so we were getting discharged, and she gave him a hug, and she's like, oh, honey. Now, mind you, he's 13. I doubt I'll ever see you again on this side of heaven, but I just know the kind of boy you are. I'm going to see you on the other side.
Aww.
He still talks about her. See, like, she made such a difference. And she was, not an RN. She was the woman who, cleaned up his puke when he threw up and that. So I was just like, that's what I want to do. I would love to do a job like that where you're making a positive impact on someone's life when it's not easy. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, those people make absolutely no money. They don't. They don't make good money at all.
Yeah. It's not fair. It's not fair, the wages that go with certain jobs and stuff like that.
Right. It's not.
Like, remember the days when people would make fun of, like, oh, I'm a housewife.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're raising your kids and you're looking down upon that?
Yeah.
Like, no way.
No.
There's no reason to look down upon that. That's a job in itself.
Or, though, the opposite side of that, when my kids were little, until I think Reagan, she was, 14 or 15, I started working full time. Otherwise, I only worked part time. Mm-hmm. But there were the people who were like, oh, I couldn't, no way. I couldn't have missed, I wouldn't be here in my career, or that puts you behind, 'cause for 18 years, I had no pension, no retirement going in. So now I'm feeling it as I'm getting closer to retirement age. I am nowhere near in the pension. I'm trying to make up for those years. But I've had a couple people who are moms are just like, oh, I would have never. And don't judge me because I don't know how you worked full time have kids. I don't understand that. But it's like, don't judge because I didn't choose my career over raising my kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I never look down on, I love it. If you couldn't afford it and stay home and raise your kids, that is where you need to be.
I agree. I
agree with that. And I just read, you know what? I had something written down about that and we didn't even know, I didn't know you were going to bring it up, but really quick, it was talking about moms. And so this is it. Legacy versus inheritance. Legacy is, so I have my note as legacy versus inheritance. Legacy is like me, part-time work. I was with my kids. And so that was like where inheritance is giving so much to your job in that you're leaving it for your kids. The inheritance is I'm leaving them a lot of money, but usually to make that money, you've worked all the time. Do you want to go and do a legacy or an inheritance? And mine's a legacy.
Oh, absolutely. Legacy.
I don't want my kids to look back and be like I was my kids' homeroom mom. I did all their, if I wasn't chosen that year, I was always a helper. Every Wednesday, I would go up to the elementary school and be a teacher. I would make copies for them. I wanted to be very much involved. Mm-hmm. Because first of all, it makes you grow relationships with their friends. And that gets very helpful in middle school and high school. It really does. So I was very much like that. And I can tell you, I missed one sporting event of Brady's. And he'll joke with me about it because he did very well at it, of course, and I wasn't there. But I missed it for a funeral. It was a funeral. But otherwise, my kids, and I would never, no way. I don't judge moms who do it. Sometimes moms can't, they're a single mom. They have to work, or maybe they're carrying the insurance. But if you have that choice, I just know for me, I would take less money, tighter finances to be there for my kids, to leave the legacy. Because the inheritance, to me, the money, you don't have,
that's nothing to me.
Yeah.
Money, no.
But some people,
when somebody passes away, and I don't care about your money.
Yes.
I want to know, or I wanted to know you.
Right.
And about you. What kind of things you like. What do you like to do? What's your favorite? Whatever. It's not about money for me.
I agree. But for a lot of people, it is.
I know that.
A lot of people, that's it. A lot of people, money is, even as they're living and alive, that's what's important to them. And it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or you're got $1 in the savings account. You can't take it with you.
I wish you could change their perspective.
So do I.
But it's not ours to do.
All you can do is pray for them.
Yeah,
and
like
there are some people that I have prayed for and still pray for, and it's like, you can have all the money. You know what? This is my thing. You put your pants on the same way I do. Like the people who have money and they just look down on people or treat people a certain way. Oh my gosh. I struggle.
Yeah.
I struggle. I'll be like, Lord, please, please, Lord, please. And then sometimes I get mad at myself because I'll be like, I'll say something to maybe Brian or something, be like, well, won't be seeing them in heaven. And then I'm like, Deborah. Like, and then I bring myself, I have to pray.
Like, who are you to say
Yeah, who am I to say that? But it's like,
I think we all do that stuff.
we do. And it's like, that's why none of us are perfect. Every night I have to ask for forgiveness because Lord knows I mess up every day. I really do. Some days more than others.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. It's hard. Life's not easy all the time. Thank God for God, because I do not know how people get through life without the Lord. I don't know how people do it, especially as I get older, and I don't know, life just seems like it gets harder in the aspect of you start losing people.
Yeah.
Health issues come up. So it's just like, I don't know how people get through it without their faith. I could have never, the 7 months from my dad's death to my mom or to my sisters, I'll always say that was God through that whole 7 months every day. I don't know how people do it. But they do.
Yeah, I've been concerned about my mom lately because we just found out that my sister, who has Downs, she has Alzheimer's, and I didn't know this, but I listened to a podcast by a doctor that's affiliated with the Cleveland Clinic, and basically 90% of individuals with Downs, will get Alzheimer's because they carry that extra chromosome that basically it helps produce the amyloid, which is what hardens the brain and everything. Not hardens, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And so little did I know that that's what my sister was going to be facing. And again, worry about my mom because they're so far away and there's not a lot I can do. I just pray that, you know, it's a process which the Lord is going to look out for her during both my sister and my mom.
Right.
But
now, would this ever get your mom's wheelhouse moving to ever consider moving closer, or? You
know, I felt like an ass, but one of the first things that came out of my mouth, well, of course, we're going to get through this. Right. Right. Well, I'm going to be supportive. Absolutely. But one of the things that I said, and it's just rushing, whatever, not thinking, you really need to get up here now, Mom. You cannot do this on your own. You need to have help. I'm kicking myself in the butt for saying that now because maybe she can, you know, I mean, maybe she will be able to do this on her own. But the thing is, I don't personally want her to do this on her own. No. She has so much on her plate already. Grandma, who's 88, and my stepdad, who's in his 70s as well. And he just physically is not capable of doing what he used to be able to do. And I feel like everything just lands on my mom's lap. And I don't want that for her. But I also have to stand back and say, it's not about what I want. It's just difficult for me to handle. I don't know.
But you're coming from a place of love.
Absolutely.
It's not like you're being selfish. Like, I want you here because it's just easier. You just want her here so you can help her.
Absolutely. Yes, of course.
You know what I mean? It's not to make it easier for you. It's to actually make it easier for her.
You know, and I reflect on my mom. First off, I'm glad that she picked up on what was going on with my sister and had her tested, because a lot of times my mom wouldn't pick up on stuff. So kudos to you, Mom, for doing that and taking the steps to find out and see if it was actually going on. But I look back on all the 49 years of my sister's life thus far. Never once did my mom rely on any of us to help with her. She has completely taken it upon herself her whole life to take care of her baby. Yeah. And now I want to help.
Right. You just want to help lessen the load. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, not all special needs kids are so loved like our siblings are and were. Because your mom sounds like how my dad, especially my dad, was.
Yeah,
because my
sure.
dad was my sister's main caretaker because my mom and dad worked opposite. Someone was always home with her. Well, she was, went to school during the day. So at night, my dad was home. So my dad, over obviously her childhood, and became the main caretaker. Same thing. My parents never asked for help. Like they always just did it.
Yeah.
And then I think they don't know how to accept it when.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like, honestly, I would get mad at my mom for like, my sister would be like, "You got ketchup?" Well, and my thought is, yes, there's ketchup, Christy. You know where it is. Now go get it. But of course, my mother, yep, I'll be right there with your ketchup.
And she just went and did it.
Of course. But that's my mom.
That's a mom's love. Yeah.
And I'd get pissed because I always felt she does way too much for her. My sister could be far more independent. But now we're going to have to deal with this, but we'll make it through.
You will. God will be with you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes in situations like this, the blessing is she doesn't understand what's coming.
Yeah.
Like if someone told me I had that, I would go into panic mode about, I don't know a whole lot about that disease, but I would worry about like, oh my gosh, am I going to remember my kids, blah, blah, blah. Where she doesn't, like, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't have to worry about that. Mm-hmm. But your mom definitely, I hope she accepts help because she's going to need help.
Yeah.
That's hard. That becomes very hard.
Yeah.
Physically too. I mean, that's going to get hard on your mom. When you're in the diaper, because sometimes you have to go in the diaper stage and feeding, and they're grown adults. It's not like a little kid you're trying to change a diaper and trying to feed. Yeah. We're going to pray. But you know what? Maybe the trumpet will sound. See, I'm telling you, this trumpet, it could benefit a lot of people like me and you.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing all the time. I say it to my family all the time. Today will be the day. You know what? People are going to probably look back on me in 30 years and go, that crazy lady who always said the trumpet was going to sound? Yeah, that was me. Because I really believe it in my heart.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So topic in question here, would you rather relax or explore?
Oh, relax.
Yeah.
Not you.
Nope.
I know you too well. You are an explorer.
Yes, definitely. Get me out in the woods somewhere where I can see new things. Yeah.
No, you just told me about a walk and you've seen snake tracks. Nope, nope, and nope.
I love it.
What would you do if one just reared up and looked at you?
Well, first of all, we're not like in Africa where there's cobras and stuff like that.
Girl, a snake reared up and looked at me coming out of church many years ago. So they do. They just kind of look up. And I was in a church parking lot and I said the F word very loudly, and I dropped my little 2-year-old's hand and I took off running. And Brian.
And you left the child behind?
I did. That was always my worst fear too. And you have the thing where you unlock the door and Mr. thinks it's real funny to not unlock the door. And so I have a 2-year-old who's screaming for me. I'm running. Church is over in the back and I'm screaming, open the effing, and I don't say that word, door, and he thinks it's funny to keep me locked out. Well, I wanted to get in the car, was scared, and I could see my Brady running, chasing the snake. And I'm like, what is he doing? So I was like, Brady, when he finally got in the car, I'm like, why were you chasing it? Oh, I was going to bring it home. I would have put it in the trunk. Oh, no, you weren't.
My. Yeah.
So that snake, it was huge. And it literally, I've never seen a snake in person, rear up, and it stared at me. And I literally dropped Reagan's hand and I just took off running. And as soon as I took off running, I was like, unlock the effing door. I am not proud of myself, but I'm going to tell you.
You and your snakes.
Yes. So
no fear.
It's a horror. It is. It's terrible because I wish I could go on hikes. I don't even enjoy it. You know that.
Oh,
I walk and between looking at snakes and for Jose Ibarra's, I am not enjoying them stuff. Just saying. I'm like, So no,
Okay.
No, relax. I don't want to have to worry about a snake. Nope, that's not fun to me.
Okay.
So mine is like, if you're going to read a book, do you want the book or do you do like an app? So like a Kindle or a hard book, or like the Bible or the Bible app? Like, what do you prefer?
I'm a total book person.
Me
I
too.
like to feel the pages.
Yes.
Flip. Yes.
And I write like in my Bible, like I'm a writer. Agree.
Yeah.
But now Brian, he likes to read books on his phone.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Well, think about it. Yeah, he could do that at night in his car.
Yeah, not me.
Because he doesn't work nights.
Yeah, I know. That's been an adjustment. Yeah, so me and you are alike there. That's how I am too.
Yeah. Old school.
Old school. We're
Still
showing
write
our
the
age.
list. I still have my book calendar too. You will not get me to put my things to do in my phone. No,
Really?
I want the actual flip calendar.
Oh yeah, you do. You have the little one that I'm surprised they still make them.
Yeah.
You'll whip that thing out and I'm like, oh
Check my calendar.
gosh. Yeah, I love it. Now, do you have a calendar in your phone too? Or no?
I don't pay attention to it.
Really?
I don't use it at all.
We use FamCal. It's color coded for families. But yeah.
nice.
It's pain in the butt when you're on the phone with the doctor's office and they want to know if this day works. So now that you got to put them on speaker, pray to God you don't lose a call because you'll never get the same person. And that's where I like it. At home, I have a little one like this for just doctor's appointments for that reason, because I've lost calls.
Yes, we know this. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us for today. Remember, you can watch us on YouTube. You can listen on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Have a great night.
Bye.